Today we're going to make the classic coconut macaroons, but with a super simple recipe that turns out perfect. Let's get to it. To make them, you obviously just need shredded coconut, about 250 grams, the same amount of sugar, and 2 large eggs. Optionally, sometimes we also need a splash of milk. And let's move on to the dough. First, put the shredded coconut in a large bowl, and I like to stir it a bit just in case there are any lumps. Well, with a whisk, you can see that it mixes in no time and comes out even. We're going to add the sugar directly to this, all of it in, and with the same whisk, we just mix it well. So just keep stirring until the coconut and sugar are evenly distributed. Come on, a few more stirs. You see how just by turning the whisk itself, it mixes quickly? Then we add the eggs. There we go, all of them. And again, we have to mix everything really well. In this case, I'm using a pastry spatula, but you can use a spoon directly. You can see that first I stir a little so the coconut absorbs some of the moisture from the eggs, and then we'll keep stirring, each time with a bit more energy. There we go. I think now we can mix it calmly. We press down with the spoon itself, stirring it around, and you'll notice how. Gradually, the sugar and coconut absorb moisture, while the coconut also releases some of its own moisture. When everything is already mixed together, that's the moment you just saw when you start kneading it by hand. We simply squeeze and release, so that everything comes together into a kind of dough. Come on, a few more turns until we have it nice and well flattened and even. Come on, a few more turns. In the end, it looks like dough, similar to firm butter. Keep going a bit more. We're almost there. You see that the process is very simple, and I remind you that for this, you should always have very clean hands. In the end, what we do is crush it. For this, I'm going to use the bottom of a spoon, as you can see here. This will seal it and prevent it from drying out as it cools, which is the key to this recipe. We press it down. You see the whole surface should be flat or more or less flat, but definitely pressed down. We're going to set it aside in the fridge or refrigerator for 30 minutes. And that's going to make the flavors completely blend and be uniform when we go to enjoy our coconut treats. We cover and refrigerate it. Alright, I'll see you again in 30 minutes. But since this is the internet, 30 minutes fly by. You have to pay attention because this dough, this mixture we've prepared, has to go through our piping bag. If the coconut is a bit too dry and that makes the dough a bit hard, it's no problem. There's a very simple solution. We add a splash of milk, mix again, and that's it. You get the texture you need. If the shredded coconut is fresh, this usually isn't necessary, but if it's the store-bought kind, like me, you'll need to add a splash of milk. Then just keep kneading calmly with the same spoon. And you can see that it quickly gets a doughy texture that will go through our piping bag very easily. So it's perfect. This is the texture we needed. We place a sheet of parchment paper or baking paper on a tray suitable for the oven. And with a wide nozzle on our piping bag, we're going to make the typical shapes. This is also optional. You can do it directly by hand. But well, if you have a large star-shaped nozzle, I think this gives it a nice and interesting touch. So let's fill our tray. Once it's filled, we preheat the oven to 180 degrees and put it in. With them. We've placed it on a middle-high rack and we're going to wait for the edges to get toasted so we know they're ready. See? Only the edges have gotten toasted. This ensures they'll stay soft inside. With the amount we made, it's easily enough for another tray, so we're going to enjoy twice as much. In my case, it took 8 minutes to get this spectacular look. See? Amazing, perfect little coconut balls, crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. What more could you ask for in a delicious and spectacular little coconut treat? As you can see, you just need simple ingredients: coconut, sugar, eggs, and maybe a bit of milk. All that's left is to remind you to subscribe, because every Wednesday and Saturday you'll have a new sweet recipe. And if you liked the video, please give me a like and share it on your social networks. Also, you can comment or ask me anything you want in the comments down below.